Welcome to this video on digital electronics. In this video on asynchronous sequential circuits, we will be discussing about the types of asynchronous sequential circuits and races and hazards. First, let us look at the difference between synchronous sequential circuits and asynchronous sequential circuits. In a synchronous sequential circuit, the change in input signals can affect the memory elements only at discrete instants of time, whereas in asynchronous circuits, the changes in the input signals can affect the memory elements at any instant of time. So the memory elements are clock flip-flop in synchronous circuits, and for asynchronous, they are unclock flip-flop or time delay elements. And the design of a synchronous sequential circuit is comparatively easier, whereas it is difficult to design an asynchronous sequential circuits because of the problem involved in the feedback path. And the change in state occurs in a synchronous sequential circuit only during the clock transition. But in an asynchronous sequential circuit, the state can change at any instant of time. Therefore, care should be taken while designing the circuit, and it should be ensured that the circuit remains in stable condition. Asynchronous sequential circuits are like combination circuits with feedback. This is the block diagram for an asynchronous sequential circuit. So it has a combination circuit with input and output variables and feedback given through delays. The next state variables in asynchronous sequential circuits are called the excitation variables, and the present state variables are called secondary variables. And the next state variables or the excitation variables are fed back to the input, and the circuit changes state accordingly. Asynchronous sequential circuits are of two types: fundamental mode circuit and pulse mode circuit. In fundamental mode circuit, the inputs that are given to the circuit are levels, whereas in pulse mode, the inputs are pulses. And delay lines are used as memory elements in fundamental mode circuit, and flip-flops are used in pulse mode circuit. And the input changes should be spaced at least by a small time interval, which is sufficient for the circuit to settle in a stable state. Similarly, in a pulse mode circuit, the width of the pulse should be sufficient so that the circuit can respond to the input, but it should not be too long, or it should not be still present after the circuit has reached a stable state. And in both these circuits, only one of the inputs can change. So in fundamental mode circuit, only one input variable can change at a given instant of time, and in pulse mode circuit, the pulse can occur only in one of the inputs at a given time. Let us look at some of the tables associated with asynchronous sequential circuits. So a state table that we have already seen for synchronous sequential circuits, it gives for the present state when the inputs are given, what is the next state corresponding to the input. And similarly, if outputs are present, they are also marked. In asynchronous sequential circuits, we normally use flow tables. So in a flow table, it is represented by the states of the circuit, and this in a given state condition is for a particular combination of state variables. So for the state variables y1 and y2, we have four states A, B, C and D, and x is the input. So for given input, when the circuit is in state A and input is 0, it goes to state A, and observe state A is circled, which indicates it is a stable state. Whereas when it is in state A, if input 1 is given, it goes to a state B, which is a temporary or transitional state, and at B, when input is 1, it settles in a stable state B. So B is an unstable state indicated over here, and here it is circled, that indicates it is a stable state. So similarly, when this circuit is in state B and input 0 occurs, it goes to a state C, which is an unstable or temporary state. In state C, for an input 0, it goes to a stable state of C, which is encircled. The transition table gives the transition, and variables, binary values are allotted for the states. Earlier, we had seen flow table with only the change in state without the output indicated. So this table shows the outputs also. So when state A, an input of 0 is given, it goes to a stable state A with an output of 0. In state A, if an input of 1 is given, it goes to a transition state B with an output of 0. and in B it goes to a stable state with output of 1. So the flow table gives the next state and the outputs also. The transition table gives the transition of the tables, and for the outputs a map for output can be indicated. So from state 0, 0 for an input of 0, the output is 0. Now let us look at the problems associated with asynchronous sequential circuits. First, races. So race condition occurs when two or more state variables change their value in response to an input variable that is given. And this race condition causes the state variables to change in an unpredictable manner. Let us see with an example. Suppose for a given input, the state variables change from 0, 0 to 1, 1. Observe both the variables have changed, variable 0 to 1 and the other variable 0 to 1. If due to delay, one of the states, the first or the second state variable changes faster, then it could result in a different state. For example, from 0, 0, go to 0, 1, then 1, 1, or from 0, 0 to 1, 0, then 1, 1. So if the final state does not depend on the order in which the state variables change, it is non-critical race. Whereas if the final stable state depends on the order in which the state variables change, it is critical race. Let us look at this in detail with an example. So for this transition table, y1 and y2 are the two state variables. So in state 0, 0, if an input of 0 occurs, they continue to remain in the stable state 0, 0. But if an input of 1 occurs, it goes to state 1, 1. So the possible transitions could be from 0, 0, an input of 1, it goes to state 1, 1, which is an unstable state, and 1, 1 for the input 1, it goes to a stable state 1, 1. So the transition could be from 0, 0 to 1, 1. But in case one of the state variables changes earlier, if y2 changes first, then from 0, 0 it goes to 0, 1, and 0, 1 the input is 1, it goes to a unstable state 1, 1, and from 1, 1 to 1, 1 again. Stable state 1, 1. So 0, 0 transition to 0, 1, then to 1, 1. In case y1 changes first, then it goes from 0, 0 to 1, 0, and 1, 0 to 1, 1, the final state. So the three transitions are 0, 0 to 1, 1, 0, 0 to 0, 1 to 1, 1, or 0, 0 to 1, 0 to 1, 1. Notice the final stable state is the same in all three conditions. So if the final stable state does not depend on the order in which the state variables changes, that is called non-critical race. Whereas, let us look at what happens in the second example. So state 0, 0, when a 1 is given, it goes to a unstable temporary state 1, 1, and in 1, 1 with an input of 1, it settles in a state of 1, 1. So 0, 0 to 1, 1 if both the variables change simultaneously. If variable y2 changes state first, then it goes from 0, 0 to 0, 1, and 0, 1 with 1, 0, 1 is a stable state. So it goes from 0, 0 to 0, 1 if y2 changes faster. If y1 changes faster from 0, 0, it would go to 1, 0, and 1, 0 with an input of 1 goes to the stable state 1, 0. So from 0, 0, it goes to a stable state of 1, 0, y1 changes faster. So you can observe in the three cases, the final stable states are different depending on which state variable changes first. So this is a critical race condition because the final stable states are different. Therefore, this is a critical race condition because the final states are different. So let us see how to avoid races. So to avoid races, the circuits can be directed to go through intermediate states such that only one state variable changes. And when asynchronous circuit makes transition through a series of such unstable states, a cycle is said to have occurred. And it should be ensured that the cycle terminates finally on a stable state. Let us look into some techniques for eliminating races. So one is shared row state assignment and another for solution for one hot state assignment. In shared row state assignment, we introduce intermediary states such that only one of the state variables change at a time. So in this example, state A 0, 0, if it goes to state B 0, 1, there is no issue because there is only one state variable changing, y2 changes. And from B to A also there is no problem. Similarly, B to C, 0, 0 to 1, 1, only one state variable changes, there is no problem. But if there is a straight transition from A to C, that is 0, 0 to 1, 1, then race condition could occur. So in this case, introduce an intermediary state D with a value 1, 0 such that from A it goes to D and then D to C or vice versa. So from A to C, it goes to A to D. So 1, 0, only one variable has varied, and to C, again here only one state variable changes. Therefore, race condition is eliminated. Next, in one hot state assignment, only one variable is active or hot for each row in a state table. Look at this example. There are 4 states. For each state, only one of the state variables, so one flip-flop is active. So F1 is active for state A, F2 for B, and so on. So there are 4 states. Now, when the circuit is in state A, if 0, 0 is the input, it remains in the stable state A. But if 0, 1 is the input, then state A goes to state B. That is from 0, 0, 0, 1, the transition to 0, 0, 1, 0 occurs. So here 2 states change, and therefore this could lead to race condition. In this case, introduce additional state E with the state variables 0, 0, 1, 1. Input is 0, 1, then the transition would be from A to E and E to B. Therefore, internal states are introduced to avoid races in case of one hot state assignment. Now let us look at the problem of hazards. Hazards are nothing but unwanted switching transients or spikes which occur at the output of the circuit. So the main reason for hazard or main cause for hazard is difference in propagation delays in the different paths. So in combination circuits, hazards produce a temporary false output value. In sequential circuits, in synchronous circuit, there is no problem because of hazards, whereas in asynchronous circuits, it could result in the circuit going to a wrong stable state. The different types of hazards, static hazard and dynamic hazard. Static hazards are of 2 types, static 0 and static 1 hazard. In static 1 hazard, the output is expected to remain 1 and it momentarily goes to 0, that is called static 1 hazard. And static 0 hazard, if the output is expected to remain 0 but momentarily it goes to 1, it is called static 0 hazard. Dynamic hazard. If the output is supposed to change from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, but then it goes through 3 or more transitions, then it is called dynamic hazard. So static hazard and dynamic hazard, they can be eliminated by enclosing the groupings. Let us see how. So eliminating hazards in combination circuits, consider this function. For this given function, a logic circuit is designed. So using K-maps, a minimal sum of product term is obtained. So the logic expression, and this is the logic diagram for the given expression. Let us look into the operation of the logic expression. So assuming A, B and C, all 3 inputs are initially 1. So all 3 are 1. The output of AND gate 1 is 1. To the gate 2, the input becomes 0. An inverter is present, the input is 0 and 1. So the output is 0. And the output of the OR gate is 1. Now let the input of B be changed from 1 to 0. So what should happen is 1 and 0, the output from gate 1 should be 0. And here it is 1. 1 and 1 from gate 2 should be 1. And therefore output should remain in 1. But let us see what happens. So A and B, A is 1, B is 0. See, the output of gate 1 changes to 0. In the meanwhile, because of propagation delay due to the inverter here, the output of the inverter has gone to 1 and the gate 2 output is still 0, whereas the gate 1 output has changed to 0, and therefore from the OR gate, the output is 0. And in the meanwhile, the output is 1 here. So gate 2 output changes to 1 and the OR gate output changes to 1. So there was a temporary period when the output went to state 0. So this is a hazard. So the output was expected to remain 1, but momentarily it went to a 0. because of the propagation delay in the circuit. Let us see how to eliminate the hazard. So addition of redundant gates to the circuit would help in eliminating hazards. So to the K-map that was drawn earlier, introduce another grouping which overlaps both the grouping. So the output of this is gate 3, which is independent of B and helps in eliminating the hazard. Pause the video and design hazard-free circuits for the given Boolean expressions. Now coming to sequential circuits, hazards can be eliminated by adding redundant gates to the circuit as we had seen earlier. An alternate method is to implement the circuit with SR latches. There is an additional hazard in sequential circuits called the essential hazards, and this is caused due to unequal delays along two or more paths that originate from the same input. So this cannot be corrected by adding redundant gates as in static hazard. So this should be eliminated or corrected by adjusting the amount of delays in the affected path. And this essential hazard problem, it depends on the particular circuit used and the time delay encountered in the various paths. So solutions to be given considering the specific circuit in consideration. So in this video, we have seen the difference between synchronous and asynchronous circuits, the types of asynchronous sequential circuits, and the various problems associated with asynchronous sequential circuits, the races and hazards, and how to eliminate hazards in circuits. These are the references. Thank you.